Let me get to the calls here in a second. By the way, go ahead and watch us on YouTube Live. I've been trying to tell you guys it's not an act. It's not an act. If I could act that mad, I would be in Hollywood a long time ago. If we are acting, this is the Daniel Day-Lewis of radio shows. I will tell you that. So go ahead and watch us on YouTube Live, 92.3 The Fan on YouTube. Somebody said I was wearing Pittsburgh colors. This is blue. This is like blue and green. Whatever. Anyway, I'm just so damn depressed. I don't know. It's 6:29 in the morning. I mean,
listen, Ken. I can say this all week because this is more visceral for Ken because of Stark County Pittsburgh Steelers fans. We tried to put it off all week. If you notice, we didn't really break down the game much last week.
They didn't give us a chance. They were trading players.
Right.
And by the way, Schefter had a report right before the game yesterday about trading players.
Every veteran player the Browns have could be traded.
He named Otto Graham. I was like, this guy here is dead. Go ahead.
So we didn't do a lot of breaking down the game, and I think a lot of that was for a purpose because I think we secretly knew. Now, there's always a way. It's the NFL.
Did you know Tyson Campbell would be in man coverage against DK Metcalf the whole game?
And actually, I thought he held up for a while until he didn't hold up anymore.
Until they started scoring touchdowns.
And eventually the dam's going to break, and it broke.
Yeah. So us not, we kind of
score
avoided
more than 9 points, it would have been easier to stomach.
Yeah.
If you could do more than Andre Schmidt as your entire offense, it might have been a little bit easier to take.
And when you think about it deep down, it's like we always struggle in Pittsburgh, even the good Browns teams that we've had, and we've had some good ones. We had, even when Nick Chubb was good and in his prime, and Baker, the times he was playing well, and they didn't win in Pittsburgh. And then you trot out Dylan Gabriel in his second game, and then all these rookies that don't just contribute, they start. They have to be relied upon. You're relying on these rookies. So the formula, we knew going into it, and it's why we didn't do a lot of breaking the game down this week.
Anyway, let me get to Myles here. You can't trade Myles. Myles isn't wrong. Myles is right about what he's saying. I'm sure it's frustrating, and I know it would be nice for the defense to be able to operate with a lead. That's not happening. But here's more of Myles. Go right on ahead. Go ahead.
When you watch their pass rushers able to get after it because they have a 2 or 3 score lead, what goes through your head?
Must be nice.
He did a little. Yeah, man, but you can't trade him. It's an untradeable contract. So, I mean, his dead cap space for next year's dead cap hit for next year is $73 million. I mean, is that officially more constrictive than the Deshaun Watson? Yeah.
He's untradeable.
He had his chance. Guys, he had his chance. And he took the money, which you can always take money. I'm not going to fault anybody for taking money. But the whole, we got to trade him. Listen, man, you could wish in one hand and you know what the other. He signed the deal. There's a no-trade clause, which whatever. I'm sure he would waive that for the right team. That doesn't matter. But the dead cap space is just outrageous. So you might as well get used to it. Because I don't think he would, if he would have left, I don't want people to get mad at him for not leaving. That's the thing. Some people got mad because he said he wanted out, and then I don't want him to get mad for not leaving because, boy, it'd sure be nice to have 2 more first-round picks. It would sure be nice on a team that's not going anywhere to have more to look forward to into the future instead of, honestly, what are we looking forward to now for the rest of this year? Shador, and then the other guy we're dreading. We're looking forward to one guy playing. It's October 13th. We're looking forward to one guy playing.
He's definitely going to play now this year, isn't he?
Oh, God. Which one?
Just both.
Shador's definitely going to play.
Yeah.
And I will be there with bells on and rooting like crazy. But the other guy, whatever, let it wash over you. It can be worse, but as of right now, I think it can't be any worse. But for Myles, I have no sympathy. I'm sorry. I know that there's the Joe Bitonio part brought into it. There's he was asked specifically about Joe's legacy and things like that. I can't, you had your chance. And if you would have really stuck to your guns and said, it's about winning, I want out of here, I really think a lot of fans, especially now as you're sitting at 1-5, I think a lot of fans probably would have understood. See, that's how bad it is. There were years ago when they flirted with the idea of trading Joe Thomas to Denver. You remember that? There were a lot of people almost hoping for it to do right by Joe. Maybe there would be different this time with Myles because there's such an impacted defensive end. But I think if you were sitting here at 1-5 and Myles Garrett was playing for the Green Bay Packers right now, you'd be sitting there going, yeah, well, at least we got 4 first-round picks next year. This is amazing. Or, 3 first-round picks next year and 2 the year after that. We're set up really well, and we could sit there and have that argument. But he didn't. So he stayed for the money, and he stayed because he's part owner of the Cavs community. I don't know, money, and I'm fine with that, but I just don't feel any sympathy. I can't sit there and go, I feel so bad for Myles. Like, no, I can't. You had your chance. You didn't get out.
Here's the thing. How many people, the people that did care, that reached out, because those are annoying texts to get during a game like that yesterday, how many people did you get bitching about his numbers yesterday?
Few.
I got a few. The people that did want to weigh in, because you're not going to go and blast like rookies. You're just not going to do that. You're going to look to the top. You're always going to go coach, quarterback, Myles. Well, it's every time. And Myles has been pretty quiet the last 2 games.
Well, TJ has been relatively non-existent, and then he shows up against the Cleveland Browns. And hey, he did a great job yesterday. He played very, very well. Credit where it's due. He looked really good. I think people don't watch the Steelers if they're Browns fans, and why would you? So they don't see. They only hear a little bit about TJ Watt, but then you got this pseudo head-to-head matchup here. And
his brother's calling the game.
Yes, and TJ Watt's making plays, and Myles Garrett, and I could say, well, he's getting double-teamed, this, that, and the other. He's still Myles Garrett. And I could sit there and say what I want to about ankles, but then I look at the contract and go, you can't excuse it. That's what comes with the territory. You signed for the money. You're expected to do better. You didn't do better. You got to deal with the criticism. And you're going to be one of the chief people criticized because you're one of the biggest names on a team that people are mad at right now. See, that's what goes with this. Like, there's definitely I'm definitely not pulling anything away from Kevin or Andrew or Paul DiBedesta, who always gets forgotten in these moments of 1-5, is what is our strategy? I wish I could tell you this doesn't seem to be a great strategy, but okay. But then Myles is right underneath that because he's the cornerstone of the franchise.
But his effort yesterday, they were down immediately, and that's a game where they need him to find a way to make some plays. And I just didn't see the crazy effort out of Myles yesterday. Forget about the numbers are not always going to tell the story. Because Myles, I think Myles makes life easier on everybody else.
Yes, but yesterday I think is when it finally came to its crescendo, and I thought Jerry Jeudy might have us freak out, and I know they said during the broadcast, Jim Schwartz is saying that this team, it's not like other teams, or they're still in it together. Yeah, I know Jim has said that, but then I saw what I saw in the field yesterday, and you can't tell me that defense, and then you hear what Myles said in the postgame, you can't tell me that defense isn't upset with that offense. You can't tell me that defense doesn't resent that offense.
Well, and they also,
because you have no hope. It was 1st and goal from the 3.
Yeah, you
don't have hope. It's been 11 straight games. How many's it been under 7 or 18 points? They gave that number yesterday too. We were trying to shoot for 20. That's too much. Now we're trying to shoot for 18. I guess we got to crawl before we walk.
My
as an
number
offense.
was 20, and I believe it's 21 or 24 now under 20.
Because nothing's changed.
Well, and people start saying if you take out the Jameis Winston games, if you take those games out, the numbers are drastically worse.
6 years of the same offense. It takes a lot to change up your offense. And I know they flirted with it and tried it to terrible results in the past. It takes a lot. You go back to some of the legendary names, there were some really big controversial decisions to change their offenses years ago, pro and college. It takes a lot, but good God almighty. This is, and it's not like you would switch to a different offense and everything would just click. Not pointing that out, but man, it's just, we're saying the same, almost said another word. We're saying the same stuff that we said 6 years ago. We're saying the same stuff we said when things were good. It's the same thing. Nothing seems to have evolved. If I go back and I get these notes that I take, these copious, pointless notes, because they weren't going to win, if I take these notes and go back and look at them from 5 years ago, it'll probably be the same stuff with just different people. It's the same thing.